Steinhauer here with today's astronomy picture of the day. And today's image is truly impressive. We've got, you can see the constellation Cygnus. Let's start with the stars. The stars that make up the constellation Cygnus, the Swan, are also known as the Northern Cross, and we're kind of seeing it on its side in this particular image. The brightest star in the constellation is Deneb. That's the tail of the swan, and the swan flies in this direction, and the outstretched wings point in this direction, and you can kind of see the cross if you look at it in the other direction. Anyway, Cygnus is a very prominent constellation. It's easily recognizable as the Northern Cross. If you go out in the summertime on a dark summer night, it will be obvious high in the sky from northern latitudes. And if you're really dark sighted and you can make out the Milky Way galaxy, Cygnus is prominent because it flies, the swan flies right along the disk of the galaxy. But what makes this image so amazing and so unique is the nebulosity and the other stuff that's glowing in the background. Normally, obviously, you can't see this. These are long exposures that are sensitive to light that our eyes couldn't pick up without telescopes. But the truly extraordinary thing about this image is just how big it is, right? This spans 28 degrees in one direction and 18 degrees in the other direction. That is extraordinarily large. Most times when you see an image of a distant nebula, it's a single set of images that are far less than a degree, usually a half a degree or even a third of a degree or even less on a side, sometimes far less on a side. This set of images, probably thousands of them, were taken to put the piece together to make this complete composite. Over a decade, 400 hours of image data. It is a stunning accomplishment. Usually you can't see this much fine detail and faintness on an image this large. And it's just covered with nebulosity. What is nebulosity? It's glowing stuff in space, right? Normally we think of space as being a complete vacuum, but that's not actually true. There's stuff out there. And in some regions of space, there's more stuff than others. And when that stuff, which is hydrogen atoms and molecules and dust grains and things like that, when it gets heated up, it glows. And we'll talk actually about the process of that in next week's class. But for now, just know that these regions of bright nebulosity are regions probably where stars are being formed. And those very hot, massive, bright stars heat up the gas, cause their electrons to be excited. And as they cascade back down, they emit at very specific wavelengths, which is why you see some very blue objects here, some very blue nebula, and some very red nebula as well. And so this is a stunning picture of the constellation Cygnus and all of the stuff that you can't usually see that's going on behind it inside the disk of our own galaxy. All right, that's today's astronomy picture today.